Hello, wonderful family. I'm super excited that I'm here once again on the LABABY'S Spotlight Show. My name remains LABABY. If this is your first time, oh, you are welcome on the show that brings nothing but the best shoes and vibes. Today, we are talking about something special. Madam Cynthia is in the house. Our mama is in the house. When she's in the house, we are excited because we know, sir, feel like we'll drop. Yes, you're welcome on the Spotlight Show.
Thank you.
Oh. And today we are going to be treating a topic that is going to wow you. A man is as he thinks. Really? Is a man really as he thinks?
Yes.
You didn't say no because not
Just
so
no, no, dear.
Okay, so a man is as he thinks. Okay, why is that so?
Yes. Oh, the reason being that a person's reality is informed of what he or she thinks.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
Wow. It just if your thoughts are bad, that means physically or what we see will also be bad. So like garbage in, garbage out.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Oh, right.
Good things in, good things out. So what we think about, if you get up and all your thoughts about bad things, definitely it will show in your action.
Okay.
It will show in your behavior.
Okay.
It will show in the way you relate to others.
Okay.
If you are thinking positive,
okay,
it's the same thing. Positive vibes will also come out of
follow you.
Will follow you. So even the Bible talks about it. So you read Proverbs 23 verse 7.
Yeah.
It talks about the fact that what we think,
we become.
As a man thinks,
so is he.
So he is. Okay. So if you are talking about even fear, if you are there, and every time you are like fearful, hey, this might happen to me, that might happen to you. As the apostle said, what I feared is what has happened to me. Yeah. So whatever even when you fear, have you ever come across somebody who is very, very sick?
Yeah.
And the person is like, hey, definitely also. But then we will see another person with the same kind of sickness or disease, and it's like, hey, I with that.
I will live
to,
declare the words of the Lord. Not done a sermon.
Yes, and the person, you see, so what we say, you see, the mind is a battlefield.
Okay, so
of everything that we go through.
All right. So can we say that the mind is powerful?
Very, very powerful. Very powerful. Somebody told me a story about some twins.
Okay.
Okay. So these twins were walking, and they got to a place where there are horse poo all over.
Okay.
Okay. And the one twin said, "Hey, this place is disgusting. I can't stay here. I can't even live here. What? We have to get out of here." Okay. So he is only looking at the condition that he is in.
Okay.
And then thinking that, okay, that place is not livable.
Okay.
The other twin said, wow, these are horse poo-poo. It means that there might be a horse here or a pony here. We have to look for it. You see the mindset. He's seeing the disgusting thing, all right. Okay. But even out of the disgusting thing, the thoughts that comes to mind is positive things. So if it's a choice that we make.
Okay.
It's a choice that we make to either think positive or think negative. As for that one, nobody will give it to you. You have to think that.
So either think positive or negative. That means that we can see a mess and turn it into a mercy to the world.
Exactly.
And someone can see the same mess and say it's a mess and run away from it.
Or even live
with that mess.
Make no change, make no attempt to change his position.
So are you okay with what?
Exactly. Now you're okay, and then change in everybody. So you see some people, it's the same attitude, the same mental reasoning, which informs some people. Okay. So you see that, say, hey, Ghana, they Ghana, you. It means Ghana, they want to find out. Meanwhile, there are people here who are making it.
The likes of despite Kennedy, Japan, and the co.
Didn't you mention it? You mentioned names. You see, so if you have that mentality, even when there are opportunities, you don't get to see it.
True.
Because your mindset is clouded.
And even when we say that Ghana mean when we go to that opportunity, do we I'm not person be a Greenland. So I sometimes ask myself that those people who say that, do they actually make it there?
Some do.
Okay.
But you should ask yourself, is there everybody who will make it there?
Okay.
There are people who are, let's take America for instance. There are people who are, natives.
Okay.
American citizens who are homeless.
Yeah.
So it is not a guarantee.
True.
It is about how you think. It is about the kind of thoughts.
Your thought pattern.
Your thought pattern. So if you can decide to stay here, even in whatever village in Ghana, and still make it. It doesn't mean that going out there is bad. But what I'm saying is that even within, as you said, within the mess, try to find something positive out of it. As they say, when the world gives you lemon, turn them into lemonade. Yeah. Or you can just sit down and say, hey, lemonade,
the same feelings now I declare.
Exactly.
And so
but you can still, somebody will take that same thing and create something out of it. Okay. So as for the mind, like I said, it's a battlefield of whatever we go through. And it's a battlefield besides our behavior, our actions. Obi beko ko defile obi o, obi beko ko rape obi o, obi yu obi at you. On sorry keke, the person doesn't get up. The person sits down and think about it.
And plans it critically in the mind.
And as the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So whatever you sit down and think about over and over and over, then you realize that it comes out as part of your behavior.
The Bible say if you have already lasted for a woman in your mind, you have already...
You sinned. What you know? There are lots of people who have raped women
in their mind.
In their minds already. Because they look at you and with them.
My meals. Can you count the number of ladies you have already sucked? Say it to me, can you? Better. I just said doors. So please let's be careful because the mind is the battlefield. Okay. I know this track pusher, okay, he used to be a track pusher. And he couldn't go to school, okay, and apparently he was pushing these tracks somewhere in Committee 1. When he gets something small, then he takes it to the free zone, to school there and everything. And now he's a chartered accountant, and people look at him and wonder how he did it. Me myself, I ask myself, wow, if this is not a determined person who has already perceived what he caused in his mind, I don't think he would get there. But somebody too can see in his mind, say, I want to be the next Kwame Despite. Every day I want to be the next Kwame Despite.
Yes. And you work towards it.
But
as you are thinking of it, it informs your behavior. It's not just the thinking about it, because the thinking starts from the heart to the mind. And the more you think about it, the more it reflects in your actions. So if you are saying that I want to be the next Kwame Despite, I want to be the next Kwame Despite, then you gradually you see yourself, doing things that would,
take you there. But I have seen some people, I want to be this, but
what's holding here?
To send me a winner prophecy say yes, so basically you'll be a rich man. And then you tell people that, oh, I've got a prophecy. Yes, say, you never ever do anything with your hands.
You forget that the Bible says
maybe we are waiting for
faith without action.
It's useless.
It's meaningless.
Okay.
So whatever you thought of, even if they give you a prophecy,
you must do.
You still have to work on it. But it starts from the mind. What you are thinking of. and then as it reflects in your behavior, then it yields the needed result. But as I said, there are two parts. So if you are thinking of fear, if you're always thinking of defeat, it will reflect in your actions. Do this Casoprana and not within here. Because there are people who are here, and one of the experts I hear was selling cassettes. Okay. I don't know whether if I say cassette, you know, those were CDs. Yeah. And he's been able to make it this far. Everybody has a story. But behind their story is a thought process of Minka Hada. I'm going to make it in spite of. Okay? But when you accept the
statement, sometimes when you look at their present conditions, they may really look horrible, yes. But sometimes tell yourself that yes, you are determined to come out of that manhole. You are determined to come out from that pit. That is why some people, I know some people, they are not even Christians or children of God. They are children of God, but they are not believers of Christ. And their minds really do miracles for them, because what they believe and they think and produce from their minds is even greater than you, the child of God.
Exactly.
Because you don't know what you have to even work towards it. That is why some people, I know this rich Muslim man, and he believes in one principle, just give it.
Exactly.
And it is working for him big time. Exactly. So why can't we also carry the same mindset in our minds, to live pure in our minds, have positive thinking, remove negativity from our minds? I mean, sometimes it's difficult, but we have to do that. I believe that that will make us what our Madam Cynthia is saying today, that we would become prosperous in all we do. Yes. And now here's the case that, okay, for instance, I have in my mind that maybe as time is going on, you're working at it. We know we are living in a life that is unexpected. COVID by nobody to say that. I mean, and so this year, maybe you want to be a chartered accountant and things are not going as planned. So let's say expectation shocks. How do you handle this?
Yes, I mean, this COVID thing came and everybody, it affected everybody. Okay. But you are aware that even within this COVID period, where people lost jobs, opportunities, other people also made it tremendously. And there are some people that they know very well that if COVID goes, there's going to be a problem. Yeah. But what they've been able to achieve within the COVID period,
it's been greater.
Yes. So it's as I said. It's
so could it be just, apart from the mindset they had, they also identified that means
there's a need.
Yeah.
Within every pandemic, within every problem, okay, there is a need that is there. So if you're able to identify the need, okay, sitting down, thinking about it, working on it, making it, practical, you'll be able to make something out of that messy situation that you find yourself. But the problem is where we are like, we give up even before
we even realize our dreams.
Yes. So at the end of the day, and as I said, giving up starts from the mind. In the same way as being able to do something starts from the mind. Without the mind, you cannot do anything. You cannot. Of course, we need helpers along the way. But it's the ability to think, dream big, and act on it that will propel you to wherever you want to be.
The ability to think and act on it, that will propel you to become whatever you want to be. I believe we have had enough. I mean, as a man thinks, so he is. Don't let anybody lie to you that you are who you yourself, you are not. It's just like forcing your child, because you're a doctor, you want your child to be a doctor, and you say, I'm a doctor, so you to become a doctor. The child doesn't want to be that. That is not what is in the child's mind. And so whatever you do, because that is not what is in the battlefield, and that is not what is in the power of his or her mind. So please, let us always walk knowing that we can always achieve whatever we set our hearts and minds to do. It takes you to stand up and say, negative vibes away, positive, come. make you come there my inside. Hello, Adeline.
Pepe.
And so remember that you will become what you set your mind to do. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much. Any final words?
Well, my final words is that remember that whatever you're able to do or you are not able to do, starts from the mind. The earlier you start thinking positive,
The better.
in whatever situation, don't give up. Funny enough, the mind is such a tough place.
Very thoughtful.
But God has given us the ability
Okay.
and the resources to develop it to whatever level that we want to. It's up to us to make the effort. Take the decision, make the effort, act on it.
All right.
For it
Maybe
to come to pass.
I say where my baby son finding meaning say say nyansa kakra wo mu pa Mr. Wo mind I want him side brain inside and I say and I akume mu and I said
So it's a totality.
because how can you show the child say this is your mind like me per se at least and they be na ebe kind niema like I want practicality or something that is in our heads maybe somewhere.
It's about your thought process. It's not.
Or what you think, like, so, brain in there thinking. So,
But then it takes the whole being.
okay, so that means that, thank you, that is why I asked this question. That means that the mind is not just limited to the brain alone, but it's the totality of the individual or the soul involved.
Yeah.
And one brain, it is like that. I hope you've learned a lot. Remember to stay safe and keep being in the spotlight at all times. That's some share, and thank you so much for coming, our ultimate madam, Chairman. Thank you, viewers. Remember to like, view, and share. Peace. It is.